So at CitizenCon, CIG put out the Star Engine trailer, which was fantastic, phenomenal, really good. I think it's a good way to showcase the capabilities and fidelity of Star Citizen. The problem is that a couple things broke in that demo because it was put together last minute. They finally released, we've been waiting on it, a higher quality version of it, fixed. And I was wanting to watch it, and thankfully, shout out here, I saw this, it popped up when it was at 1,000 views. It was really cool that it's getting a lot of views now, but Jail put out a side-by-side comparison. So I want to make sure that everyone is going and hitting this button right here, subscribing to Jail if you're watching it on my channel, and go open this. The link will be in the description below. And then when you're done watching this video, go and watch, put this one on the background. Even if you have to go get a coffee, go to the bathroom, just put it on, make sure a view gets it there. But we're going to watch this comparison of the Star Engine, the new one and the old one, and talk about the changes that they've made in it. And because there's changes, Jail has paused some stuff when there are extra things in the new version of the engine. I'm going to assume there's not any changes during this orchestral part. My friend saw this though and said, I'm never joining this composer's orchestra because this composer is shit. I don't know anything about composing, so. It does look really low energy, I guess. So it's already, I mean, there's a couple changes. It's less zoomed in, but it's close enough that it's not really. Now, this is one of the greatest things I think they've added here is the relative velocity and how much distance we're covering. Looks like the text has changed a little bit too. Yeah, this is I really like this addition down in the corner there. How much distance is gone, because they claimed this is the longest spline, singular spline in video game history. I mean, really, we've already traveled, what was that, 437 million kilometers. It's already ahead of any other spline that's ever been in any video game ever. I like the speed that it's showing too, because it really gives you a sense like, oh, we're actually moving here. Okay, so immediately, this is the first major change. I did watch 2 minutes of this before, just for, I haven't seen the end, so I don't know what the other changes are, but this is the one that stood out to me the most. First off, the color grading. It looks a lot better. It just looks cleaned up. I mean, I think the other one was like pretty compressed before. But this one, the biggest change is the cloud position. And I think the reason they did this, it is a little more curated now. I like the other one because there were flaws in it, but I think they put a little more cloud cover on because it prevents you from seeing some of the pop-in that happens underneath. You'll notice in the top one, you get a bit of that pop-in from the clouds. You'll see some textures change right there, but you can't see that because the cloud cover on the bottom here. So, I mean, I'm okay with that. This cloud here also gives a bit more of a dramatic entrance into the city. Again, covers up any pop-in that may happen. I think that's all right, because realistically, this is still in-engine and still a situation you can come across. It's not like the frame rate is drastically improved as well. Look how much smoother it is. They've added ships flying by. A lot of changes they've already made, but I think it's all changes for the better because it really showcases the reality of this engine, right? Streaming allows for expansive interiors. Object container streaming allows. Okay, so they actually put in what the tech was called. It's interesting they didn't before. Yes, because I guess streaming could be, what is streaming? Live streaming? Like streaming could have been misconstrued. So it is good that they added that detail. They have the lighting is different too. Just to make it stand to pop out a bit more. So it looks like I have a feeling. So if we go back just a little bit, I have a feeling. So look at this. In the top one, this guy's already walking past the camera, whereas here he's way back further. This person's kind of in a similar spot. This person's a little more forward. So I have a feeling all of these NPCs were set into a certain spot, and then as the camera came by, they were told to activate. So that is a little bit of magic that's probably happening here. Now, in the fact that no one's T-posing. But they definitely weren't operating before the camera flew by. Again, which is fine. The whole point of this is just to showcase what the engine can do. If you walk to New Babbage and go into Wally's Bar, you're going to see NPCs walking around. So it really doesn't matter where they started. They just wanted to make sure, I guess, that population had started here and weren't like wandering off to the shops where the camera doesn't go. So it is semi-real time, I imagine, that this is happening. If it was like completely scripted, these guys wouldn't be in different positions. So I'm sure there are some NPCs that are scripted. Like, I mean, again, when we look at like the tattoos and stuff, that definitely is scripted because they need them to be in that position. But they definitely are allowing the NPCs to do some wandering. They added the lights in the nightclub. That's good. I mean, those usually aren't on during the day, so that's the downfall of showing this during the day. But Hercules up there. All of those characters look like they're in the same position, so they are probably statically placed and told not to move around. Also, NPCs don't walk into trams yet. I don't know if the pathing allows for it. Something here I noticed too. Let me go back a little bit. So the lighting's just better. I think this lighting helps the trees feel more connected to the ground. So if there is any pop-in, you don't notice it as much. So they chose a better time of day. It almost, it's the clouds. And this is what's something cool about Star Citizen is the clouds are actually affect the light cover as well, which is awesome because, like, look, you get the sun, the shadow here from the sun or the star and from Stanton, but then you get just this light overcast of shadow everywhere else. So that's another reason that multiple reasons that new cloud cover was in there. It just helps clean it up, make it look a lot better. It also showcases what they can do with their lighting. See, there's more popping in the top one. I wonder what they did to fix that. Or again, it could just be more noticeable because of the lighting. Oh man, this trailer is so good. A lot crisper of a view on the bottom one. But again, that could just be the compression from wherever the top one was taken from. Yeah, look at the stuttering on the top one. It's a lot smoother on the bottom one. I wonder if they were able to slow like the tick rate down on it to like get a higher frame rate and just have the spline run through much slower. I doubt it. They probably ran this through in real time. Just on a better PC. Or optimize some of the areas. It's cool to showcase all the multi-crew gameplay. I think a lot of that stuff was scripted. Can't really see the oh, you're right. It could be the editor with the stuttering, because it looked decently smooth when I saw it in person. So you're right. It could be retimed. These textures look a lot cleaner now. The lighting overall just looks better. I think that's what's helping. It's also, again, a 4K version on the bottom part, so it's going to look cleaner. This is something I love showing people, is the fact that you have these small little pockets of a world where people could be operating completely oblivious to space battle happening, or even just outside them, but somewhere else on the planet, on another planet, but you could just fly to them and it's there. It makes the world feel very grounded. The ground fog looks, I mean, again, it could be the compression, but the ground fog in the new one looks a lot less, like it looks less dense and therefore more kind of connected to the ground. It's not, it's very subtle, if at all, but it could just be the compression. That lighting looks beautiful, man. Yeah, I think a lot of this has to do with the compression. Not too many changes here. I should be watching on my OBS here. I'll be able to look back and forth. Easier. Here I'm craning my neck. My eyes are darting back and forth to notice any changes. So that's interesting, actually. So they look at, there's a bunch of rocks missing. I wonder why they did that. Maybe it's to this whole area is completely different. I wonder if that's just the engine regenerating. Because usually once they generate it, it's there. So they made changes of some sort for some reason. Now I wonder if this was just a by chance a change had been made in the engine after they had made the first one and by the time they made the second one, or if this was probably intentional. I'm very curious as to why. For the view in the distance, yeah, to get, I guess. Yeah, I could see that being it, just to show you like, hey, look, this is a massive world. But yeah, because here you get, yeah, I guess that, because that shot there is just like, what are we looking at? You're right. Yeah. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, look, this is a beautiful shot. And yeah, that rock's just like, hi, I'm a thumb. I'm in your way. It also looks a lot better than this gravel on the top one. Lighting looks so much better in the second. I wonder what they did. Just the shadows look. It's also just the color grading. It's a little more. A little more orangey. Gives it that warmer feeling. It feels like, yeah, there's less I forget the word for the lighting, but it does feel like there's more. Did they implement their software ray tracing in this? But it does feel like the contrast is up, because it feels like, I mean, look at the back of this rock compared to just in the camera. If you got the sun in view, it's going to be harder to see the back of this even with your eyes. Whereas here, even on the fauna, you can see that backside should be less. It looks more cinematic. It could just be their color grading. I mean, that's easy enough to do with a LUT. That might not be in the engine. Oh, they have a Prospector landing now. Or was already landed before. I love the 4K version. It looks so clean down here. Speeding up. 200, 300 meters per second. 400, 500, 600, 700. Oh my God, we're going so fast. Although, oddly enough, I like the way the river looks in the first one a lot better. It's catching the... I saw a bit of pop in here on this one. Up here, the glare just looked a lot better in my opinion. Because I can from space. I mean, you can still kind of tell from here, but from space, you're like, oh, there's a river there. Let's go there. Being able to see those things from space is, I think, important. You can see it in both now. Now it kind of looks the same, but it looks a bit better at that mid-range. Top one. 30,000 meters per second. Half a billion kilometers traveled. Oh, the quantum looks more like fluidy. The top one already looked really good, but the bottom one looks even better now. Those particle effects. And just the center of it looks more fluid. Yeah, it just looks better in the second one. And that's really important to have that, the velocity thing to show like, hey, this isn't a loading screen. We're still moving here. I love the asteroid belts. The high, very dense asteroid belts in Star Citizen are freaking gorgeous. Oh, they show Grimhex. Okay. So we're in a different spot. And that's cool to be like, look, it's not just an asteroid belt with nothing. There's stuff in here. That was a good addition. There's Crusader. Wonder why they're not putting day-night cycle. Oh, there it is. It just came out a bit later. I love when you can start to see the ridges on the edge of the planet. Like, that it's not just a perfect sphere. Oh, look, there's clouds there. Gas giants go. Yeah. Which in itself is a phenomenal feat. Hello, Chris. Hello, Lunacy, by the way, as well. And don't know if that's compression or but there's less fogginess in the second one. Orison is such a wonderful place to just hang out. If you need a zen, just hang out. Yeah, there's an NPCs there now. Ships flying around. Again, they're just making the spaces feel populated. The reality is right now they're not this populated, but I mean sometimes they are. It depends if there's events going on, there's players there. But with 100 player servers, it's you know, people are dispersed a bit more. And you don't see NPCs flying ships around cities like that. Actually, there's certain spots you can't get to with your ship. But again, this is just to show the possibilities of the engine rather than some of the realities. Otherwise, they would show. Otherwise, they would show all the bugs that are in the game. So. Yeah, Chris, we play with our Discord all the time, so if you ever need to get in the Discord, again, if you're watching this on YouTube, get in the Discord as well. Join us for some games. Play some Star Citizen with us. Oh, the background's different. That's an interesting change. Oh, it could just be that where they came off was rotated a bit different, I guess. We get in the Discord. Join us in there. Use the @citizen tag. Find some people to play with. If you're ever looking. So would we peak at 250,000 meters per second? Quantum rate. Jump point. I heard someone say that the jump to Pyro was a lot better now. It just looks a lot cleaner. Less flickering. You can see in the old one there was some flickering up here. This one's you don't see that anymore. A bit slower on the push into Pyro. I like that it looks a lot less liquidy on the bottom one. Oh, that transition's way better. The top one looked faked. Yeah, I remember when I was seeing it, I'm like, yeah, see, it just kind of like goes in. It looks really weird, but this new transition is much better. Couple pop-ins down there, but that's fine. This station is gorgeous, man. I got some good shots of it too when it was on the test server. Okay, so they have to pause it. I guess the bottom one was a little bit quicker. I thought it would have been the other way around. Not much different, or many differences here. This is where I was talking about the two actors that have to be pre-programmed. Oh, they're not fully naked now. Now he's a punk rocker. I really like this station because it does feel. Doyle and I traveled a lot of the different routes, and it does make the space really feel layered. Like you can go up to the top there, you can hang out down here, you can go down there, and having those multiple routes players can take makes a space feel more, I guess, deeper, less repetitive. The station is really well designed. It's funny because it came out right after I complained about Seraphim Station looking the same as every other station on the inside in Stanton. Gas cloud differences there. They definitely changed it on the bottom one to oh, that looks way crisper now. Yeah, there's like less fog to it. You can see that you can really see the hello when you smile. You can really see the light or the shadows being cast from the clouds. Those are crisp compared to the top one. Again, this is a 4K version, so that's gonna help, but I think it really gets like those sharp shadows. Really. And then the whole point of this is sun shaft occlusion on a planetary scale. Yeah, so it's, I mean, showing that off is huge. You don't always need sharp shadows, but here to show it from far away, I think was good. Can't see past 4K with the human eye. We can't see past 360. 360p, 24 FPS is like peak gamer resolution and frame rate. I'm so excited for dynamic like this fire. This guy's just standing in the fire. I love the NPCs. Oh, they added the fire extinguisher. Cool. Run it. I like the faulty NPCs just running through running through the fire too. I'm with you on that one. I mean, we still kind of had it there too. Yeah, bit of different cloud cover. This helps. This really helps. I like this cloud cover too. Again, the reason they changed some of this, I think, was to help showcase. Because here, where the lighting is, it's harder to kind of tell that this is coming from the clouds. But over here, it's a lot more apparent where that line is. So they had a good rule of thirds here. Clouds, cloud cover, no cloud cover to create that contrast. I love that the clouds look so much better now than they do in game. Oh, still happens. Of course. Yeah, Pedro. Can we give a shout out to Pedro Macedo Camacho, the composer? His music is phenomenal. Yeah, I'm not sure what this song specifically is called. I really like the clouds that they did. That looks really good compared to just one massive cloud over there. It was really nice. Look at that shot. Like that shot in this is a movie shot. One thing I really loved about the shot in the original too was, oh, the water looks so good down there too. Oh. Okay, so two things here. First, you're getting a lot of the those light shafts coming through too on the ground. Two, this shot just really gives a good sense of scale when we come over the edge here. But three, you can actually see the wind affecting the water down here. I'll back it up just a sec so you can keep an eye on it. But yeah, look at that. That looks really good. That's cool. Yeah, that was one thing that broke in the original one, was the water was breaking and not working properly before. They just made the puddle bigger so you can actually see it now. Talking about object container streaming. on some NPCs. Actually, there were NPCs in the top one. I just didn't notice it before. Oh, they have the Gladius already coming in. That's cool. Oh, look how much better it looks in the, oh my god, it's so much better. Yeah, you could tell it wasn't working. Look how rigid. Obviously, there's still some rigidity here, but like the fact that it didn't propagate properly. Like it was just not propagating outwards. And this just looks so good with the foam peaks and everything. This looks so much better. Yeah, that propagation was so slow in the top one, but look at it. Look at it here. I love this shot. Just in general, this shot is great. They got really close to each other there. Yeah, and so in the old one, the water, it just full out broke and stopped working here. So when pieces fell in, it just didn't work. It just didn't interact with the water at all. What I like about this too is that this is how you can tell it's not faked. And this is a proper physics simulation. Is the way the pieces are breaking are completely different in the second one. But now you look, you see, it's actually interacting with the water. And same with the ships blowing up here. So in the bottom one now, you actually have interactions and the pieces are floating. Whereas in the top one, they just fell through. That looks so good. Imagine coming across wrecks and just seeing pieces of broken debris in the water. You come along with a tractor beam, pull them out, salvage them. It's going to be so good. They added star cloth to this person. It's really good. Sweat is a lot more apparent now. And they got rid of the blood because it was a little flickery, I think, before. That star cloth looks so good. Having that kind of fidelity in an MMO is just, it's huge. A floating Kraken. It just becomes an actual aircraft carrier. Star engine. Oh, at the top one, I think they made a ship flying into it. That's cool. Or the bottom one. There you have it. Some needed changes. The biggest one, of course, being the biggest one being the water actually working, because that looked pretty bad in the demo. Everything else, I think, was just like cherry on top. You know, like icing on the top, whatever the phrase is. It just making it a little cleaner. The big one was getting that water working, I think. But beyond that, everything else was just to make it look a little better, and it did. It definitely looked better, and I think it didn't. While it did make it apparent that there were a couple things that were like, okay, NPC script here, I think it was fine because it just showcased what the world can be and the vision of the game is. It's the same thing I had with my video that I made called "What is Star Citizen?" Check it out on the other channel. But it definitely gave you a better idea of what the vision is, not what it is now, but what the vision of this world is. But all this thing was technically in real time. I mean, this was a spline, no cuts, moving through everything, and that to me is the biggest and most important thing about the Star Engine, is that huge coordinate system to be able to fly from space into another solar system with no loading screens, and then having control of your character the whole time, and then looking at blades of grass, and then an entire planet with volumetric clouds and planetary scale sun shafts and shadows is what is so important to showcase here. And they did exactly that in a really good way, I think. You know, with a couple adjustments it was already good, but those extra cloud adjustments really helped with that kind of stuff. So this is a video I show everyone all the time. I think it does a really good job at showcasing Hey, look, there's my video getting recommended. You guys should go watch this as well over on my main channel. This is a channel where I'm going to be throwing some stuff up like this, some gameplay, long plays, stuff that doesn't really quite fit on the main channel. So if you're liking the content, some just more real content, you can subscribe to this channel. Otherwise, go subscribe to my main channel, LeafX, over here. Go watch this video. The link will be in the description below. Thank you for watching. Much love. And hopefully see you in future videos on this channel.